Anyway, okay, without further ado, the Book Divas.
So thank you very much for inviting us here today. We're very excited to talk to you guys. My name is K.R. Ray.
I'm Dee Lawrence.
And I'm B. Swain Webster.
And we're the Book Divas on Tour.
I won't hold for anything for you.
We don't have any dance moves, so we have and it took a couple of meetings for us to get that together.
Something for a little Motown.
Somebody got to be down. I know, right? You're hearing that.
Yeah. All right, so you just want to jump
Yeah,
into questions?
well, we can tell them how we came to be.
Okay.
You came up with this. See, this is what normally happens. They'll say, oh, what do you want to start with? I'm like, well, we can do it. And they're like, okay, we'll go ahead and start. It's like, okay. So, the way we came together was K.R. Ray released her first novel last year. And we were talking, I went to her book signing. It was at this beautiful location.
Chesapeake Bay.
Chesapeake Bay. Oh, it was so nice. And we were talking, and you know, of course, us women, sorry, Larry, gentlemen in back. But sometimes, you know, but sometimes when ladies get together, we talk about what we can do, how we can be fabulous together. And KR said, well, you know what, maybe we should just go on tour. And so jokingly, I was like, yeah, you know, don't tempt me with a good time because I'm all for it. If a reason to go buy new shoes, I'm just for it. And we were talking, the more and more we talked, the more and more the ideas spun around in our heads, and we were like, yeah, we really should do this. We really, really should do this. And we got home, I sent her an email, I was like, yeah, I'm in for this. Let's go out on tour because I really don't see anybody doing it. I said, but who else do we know is a diva? so I don't even think we asked you. I think we just said we're going to be on tour, and it'll be the three of us.
Oh, okay.
Come up with a name, and we kept, you know, we knew it had to be Diva something or another. So, you know, we just said Book Divas on tour. And the reason why is because I said with authors, we will promote ourselves solo or independently, but we never do it together. And every time you go somewhere, it's about buy my book, just my book. So if the three of us were somewhere, you know, if we're all at the same event, it's just buy my book. But with the three of us together now, it's, you don't have to buy my book because you might like D's, or you might like KR's, or you might like ours, you might like all three of ours. So we came up with the notion that if R&B and country singers and all this can get together and collaborate and go on tour together and support each other, then so can authors. And we said that we won't start in June. This is what was supposed to happen. We were supposed to start June 1st. So we said, okay, we're gonna start June 1st because Delia was going on vacation and we were still working. We said, okay, summertime. So we're just going to send out a bunch of emails and see who might want the divas to come. That was in March.
And we've been busy.
Since March. So the June date got pulled all the way up to March. And so we have literally been everywhere. Like we go everywhere.
Philly, Delaware. We're going to be in New Jersey.
DC.
Just everywhere. And it really is just about us promoting each other. We don't singly talk about just our own works. We talk about each other and what we do together because, you know, contrary to belief, women can get along together when they're doing something that we all love, and we all love writing. And so it gives us the motivation to continue writing. While we have been on tour, KR released books 2 and 3. My first book is being re-released in a couple of weeks. And Delia is working on her second book. So we all have been charged up and rejuvenated and getting just, we're having a blast.
Yes, we are.
We really are. For the past 45 days, my life has been like amazing. Like since the tour started, it's been amazing. I got offered a radio show, so I'm on the radio now. I am so elated that I actually called my supervisor today and said, You know, I think I'm coming to the close of my career with you. That is how well my life has turned out since being on tour with these ladies. And I know that it's only because being on tour and just putting yourself out there and just saying, you know what, we're just gonna go out there and we're gonna talk about us, we're gonna be ourselves, we're gonna talk about what works and what doesn't work, because some stuff don't work. It just doesn't work, no matter how hard you wanna, make it work, it just doesn't work. We have the agreement that if the three of us can't be somewhere, like I couldn't go to Philly because it was my grandson's birthday, and the two of them represented the Divas. So it's not like, okay, well, if I can't go, then you can't go either. It's not like that. We're not like that. Now, granted, I was like, oh man, I wish the grandbaby's birthday one today, but he's turning 1, I guess I gotta be here.
Yeah.
So, and KR said,
I just have like a concert that's coming up. I totally didn't have it on my calendar, and I'm like, no, family night, I have to go. So they're gonna represent coming up in
25th.
So, yeah. But that's the fun part of it. We all give and take. We're there to support each other, and we're there just to let everybody know you can make it as an author. We can show you different ways, whether it's from publishing, marketing, social media, whatever you have. We've kind of gone through the gamut of everything, and we love sharing with everybody and letting people.
Because we're all published differently, So I'm published. I was published by a small press in Maryland, and now I'm published with another small press, Intrigue Publishing. So I'm published through them now. And Delia,
I'm through Ex Libris, so self-published through there.
And with the independent publishing house up in Delaware. So, would you guys like to hear just a quick snippet of our books to get a
Yes.
flavor for our
Oh, thank you. If I can find.
So, just to give you guys a little bit of flavor, what I write is new adult contemporary, and it has a little bit of everything. The basis of the Colors trilogy is that there's 3 college friends, and what does it take to screw up a friendship? So it goes with them pretty much from the age of 19 to about 26 over the series. So I'm just going to read for you the snippet, the prologue from the first one, The Colors of Friendship. Cold, hard, steel, pressed against her forehead. Melody closed her eyes and willed the situation away, but when she reopened them, the gun remained lodged between her eyes. The setting sun painted a crimson swath across the budding landscape. Crimson red, blood red. Oh, God, how did it all lead to this, she wondered, as the ice-cold barrel ironically seemed to sear her skin like a poker fresh from a stoked fire. Her blood ran cold through her veins and her body began to shake. Why? The faster her mind raced, the more she trembled. Her friends had warned her, but she didn't want to believe them. If only she had listened to Amani or stayed with Lance, things might have ended differently. But then again, what if her friends were wrong? Amani and Lance always meddled in her business. They were too overbearing and judgmental. Really? They had no one to blame but themselves. In fact, if they weren't here butting in now, making the situation worse, the gun dug further into her forehead, threatening to break skin. Melody realized as cold dread soaked her skin, it didn't matter whose fault it was. All 3 of them were going to die here tonight.
How do I follow that?
You know?
follow that. Okay, so I write romantic suspense novels. So by show of hands, let me see. Romance folks, suspense folks, combination.
Suspense.
Wave your hands. Okay. All right, so this is a great combination. What I write is more of a 50-50. I bring the romance, I bring the drama, and the suspense. So the title of my book is called Gotta Let It Go. And it is set in Baltimore. It is about a former prosecutor, not me, who is going through a divorce, and on the day of her divorce, her best friend gets murdered, and the soon-to-be ex-husband may be involved. So here is a snippet where they're actually in the divorce attorney's office. Good morning, Deidre. Just hearing his voice so soft and smooth made me quiver. Good morning, Kyle, I said without looking up. Though he stood 3 feet away, I could smell the crisp, manly scent of Gucci Rush. I was about to tell him he should consider going a little easy on the stuff when he gently placed a hand on my shoulder. Instantly, shivers shot down my spine and my nipples stood at attention. I closed the magazine knowing when I signed those papers in a few minutes, I'd be closing the chance of ever finding a man who would have such an impact on me physically and emotionally. I sighed and returned the jet to its proper slot in the rack. I needed that bit of time to compose myself and rein in my determination. Only then could I look up into those deep brown eyes. I wasn't surprised when he flashed that come hither smile or shrugged one broad shoulder, as if he knew better than I the way he affected me. But this tall bedroom voice sex machine was about to become my ex-husband. The glint in his eyes dimmed and his smile faded. When I got to my feet, I said, "So," he said, clasping his hands behind his back, "I guess this is it, huh?" He looked at me with sad puppy eyes, which always softened my heart and made me forgive him his indiscretions over and over again, but not this time. As I remembered his words, "You'll never win," which he spat at me like venom when he received the divorce papers and they jolted me back to reality. Without a doubt, I had to go through with this right here and right now. "Yep," I said, gritting my teeth. He had a real talent for rattling me. Every time I caught him lying or cheating, he somehow managed to turn things in his favor by focusing on extenuating circumstances or the entertainment, his definition of the woman he bedded. I loved him, but it was